Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ubuntu Touch Q&A, the UBports Foundation's show discussing the development of Ubuntu Touch and our community's questions. This is episode 92, streamed on January 16th, 2021. Folks, we made it. We got through 2020. Oh, God, that's what 2021 is like. All right, let's ignore all of that and talk some Ubuntu Touch stuff. My name is Dalton, and joining me this week are Marius.
Hey.
Florian.
Hello.
And Alfred.
Hello.
Hi. It feels great to be back again, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like the break, too. I gotta be honest. If you're interested in what we're talking about today with Ubuntu Touch and you want to see if your device is supported, you can head over to devices.ubuntu-touch.io. If your device is not on the list, it's going to need a custom image made for it. We call that process porting. You can go to the porting documentation at docs.ubports.com/porting to learn more. I kind of liked our flipped model last time where we took the feedback and questions first and then we went on to the news, so I think we're going to do that again. After all, this is called the Q&A, so let's try that.
Okay.
All right. This week, we got some feedback in from Fla. He is petitioning our community here. He says, Axolotl needs help. There are lots of people... Wait, this isn't a quote. This is what my summary. Fla wrote in to tell us that Axolotl needs a lot of help. A lot of people are signing up for Signal right now, and did you know that Ubuntu Touch has our own Signal client? It's called Axolotl. Yeah, the walking fish. It's written in Golang, and its front end is HTML and CSS, and a little JavaScript where it needed. But they're in need of a lot of help. There's things like Groups v2, which are Signal groups which have admin capabilities, and contacts discovery on your Ubuntu Touch device. They need help getting that all in. If you haven't tried out Axolotl, it's pretty great. You can get it over at axolotl.chat, and you can get into contact with them there too. If you're interested in Golang, HTML, or CSS, maybe all three. It's a great app. It needed some help, and it seems like a really great time with everything happening with WhatsApp and Elon Musk.
We can now tell Elon Musk that we have it on Ubuntu Touch, so now we can help
No,
us.
it's safe.
I don't know. If he tweeted use Ubuntu Touch, I think we would be overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
That is true.
Maybe we don't want that.
Maybe not yet. Maybe he can give us some money first.
We'll hire a support rep or two before he does that. Okay. Alan wrote in this week with a topic very dear to Marius's heart.
No.
In seeking ways for developers interested in working on desktop Lomiri, I found that adding the UBports repository to Ubuntu 16.04 provides a development environment. We all know that 16.04 support is running out, so I was wondering what the Intel x86-64 support of the UBports repository is for later series of Ubuntu. I note there are packages for 18.04, but haven't investigated how usable they are. Is this something worth trying, or are there more unresolved issues, and will 20.04 packages be introduced at some point?
Where did you read this?
The forum.
Ah, okay, so you didn't add it.
No, I'm reading it directly from the doc.
Okay.
Don't break the fourth wall.
Well, actually, something that happened, I think, kind of fits into that. So we now, we now have Lomiri actually working on Manjaro, a completely new base and completely updated with SMD and everything. And we want to do the same for Focal too. But I think right now, actually Manjaro can be a pretty good development base. First of all, because of how fast it's moving, the new packages, we can test everything that will come to Ubuntu at some point. We can test it there. Newer packages from everything from glib to Qt. Well, now we won't get any more Qt updates before Qt 6.
Before we solve that.
But Manjaro already has Qt 6, so if you wanted to, we could go insane and port it there. But yeah, I will write some more instruction on how you can try this out and how you can break your system. But yeah, they're big dragons.
Mm-hmm. He did mention your Manjaro post right after that. You got some traction with that one. I guess it is fully working, so I can't fully as much as Lomiri works, but so I can't really badger you on announcing things before they're ready.
Yeah, I guess, to be honest, it's the best that Lomiri has ever run on a desktop. So.
Yeah, so, I mean, fair play to you, I guess. Now we just need to do the same thing, but in Ubuntu 2004.
Yeah.
Easy, right? Yeah. GG, easy.
Simple task.
Also,
and
with six...
The great thing about first of all, why Manjaro and why it's in Manjaro first.
I think we've talked about that before. I mean, Manjaro is easier to develop for.
Yeah, okay.
And it doesn't have all the packaging overhead.
Spoil my fun, man. But yeah, it's easier to package for.
Yeah. And as for the things which are happening in Ubuntu land, Ubuntu 16.04 is still a good target if you're looking for developing stuff that is currently on phones. And especially that's how I do it for developing all these Lomiri tests that broke with Qt 5.12, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. To do that, I install the UBports repositories and pin them so that things get downgraded. This is something I was writing. I was writing how to do this. I was thinking about streaming yesterday, but it never came to fruition. I'm very much considering doing a live stream of how I set up a multipass VM with X forwarding to work on Lomiri. Without Mir, just Lomiri itself, but that could be interesting for people wanting to make UI changes. Mm-hmm. If you're interested in that, smash the like button. I'm sorry. Yeah. Ubuntu 18.04 packages, don't use them. And 20.04 packages are coming, especially because Rachanan has been working on it, and that means it's getting done correctly.
Hey!
He's been moving stuff over to GitLab and getting it packaged in Focal. And Rachanan, I know you don't watch these, but thank you. Yeah. People are already saying they want that stream. Yeah, I know. I just need to get on camera and do it and get the instructions set up and get myself a VM so that I do it from the beginning, because it's gonna go in the giant consciousness of the world, and I won't be able to live it down for 3 years after I do it. That's how the porting video worked.
Right.
Yeah. Remember the porting video, Marius? It went pretty well.
Yeah, it did. We actually did port a device, which is a goal.
All right. Florian, can you take us through the next one?
Sure. Oh, now I changed the screen and it's gone. So Joel and Sonia, I don't know if these are two people actually. So let's say they were asking. Well, actually, the question starts with I, so probably it's only one person. But still, they were asking. I was just wondering if the UBports team was willing to prioritize new devices like the PinePhone in regards to development. I love the fact that all the devices are supported, but wouldn't it make more sense to spend more time working on newer devices that were made specifically for the purpose of supporting the Linux community? Ooh, it's a tough question.
It is, but it's one that we answer quite a bit. If we had no one using Ubuntu Touch, if we had no existing users, then yes, it would make sense to work on only exclusively devices like the PinePhone and, not dealing with Hybris. If we could do it all over again, then it might make sense. But the fact of the matter is that we have Hybris, and Hybris works, and Hybris has a lot more people using it. So we do need to support that. So we have the Pine phone. We are working on the Pine phone, but we're also working on all these other devices that exist. So it's a factor of balancing time and balancing that with the needs of people using Ubuntu Touch.
Yeah, and I also would say that older devices is quite generalized because we are trying to support also newer Android devices now. The support for Android 9 is going strong. Of course, there are still bugs inside, quite annoying bugs for some devices. We are fighting us through, and even if we say, no, okay, there is already Android 11, we are looking forward to actually being able to have more resources and more help, maybe even support for the new Android versions also. So basically, there is even an Android device that you can buy now, or Android-based device. It's the Vodafone that's not so old. So I would say older devices is not true for all of them that we try to support. And of course, we're supporting the very old devices from our user base. But if you look at the numbers of users and what they are using, those devices are still going strong. And it would be not fair to just say, okay, we don't support them anymore. We try really our best to keep them in the play, whatever that means for the future.
Yep. Can't forget about the Pro One either, and FX Tech working on the Pro One for us, and just
And
there's a lot of stuff happening.
There's a lot of stuff happening, and our heads are already spinning. And this year, 2021, seems to even let them spin more. So we can talk about things that will happen. We can talk about things that will happen this year later, not at the beginning of this year now. But there are some things going on behind the scenes that you will all like, depending on what.
The future is bright.
The future is bright, very bright. Actually, too bright for me, and I need sunglasses this year.
Yeah, it's too bright for us.
Yeah, it's too bright for all of us.
Turn it down. No.
No.
I only know some of his plans, but I know that they are very exciting. So stay tuned.
Oh, yes.
Florian doesn't give me all the details.
No, I cannot.
We don't
He cannot. He signed paper.
Some people would send me these bullying guys with the muscles and then just beat me up because if I speak about things that I cannot.
Would they do it on stream?
Yes.
Maybe. Yes.
Okay, then please tell me everything.
Okay. I also signed this document specifically tell me to not tell Dalton. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't. You can tell literally anyone, but not him.
But not him.
Okay, so yeah, we will focus here and there on specific things, and also the PinePhone is a little bit blocked by things waiting in our general development queue, I would say. There's another question for the PinePhone kernel soon in 2 questions or 3.
Oh yeah, we can do it.
And
why not?
Fear not, we will get there. But yeah,
I assure you, whenever we pick up the PinePhone kernel upgrade again, you will hear about it because I'm going to shout about it on the show again.
Oh, yes.
Probably not for 30 minutes like I did last time, though.
Oh yeah. So let's have the next one.
Sure. Alfred, would you read that who's question?
That too asks, wish you all happy new year and strong health. Could it be possible to get a feedback from what happened during the November card dev hackathon? Could it be possible to have an update on contacts management on UT and card dev?
Oh yeah, unfortunately not much update. The hackathon didn't happen in that way. Basically because of Corona lockdown situation in Germany, Austria, all the middle of Europe. People actually wanted to meet. There was a long discussion about when and where, and everything seemed to work out quite well, but it didn't. As from the situation here, travel is not possible without going into quarantine. So a physical hackathon was not possible. That became clear quickly. It also seemed that making it online is not a perfect choice. I tried to rescue the thing a little bit with a small porting hackathon after Christmas, but to be honest, it's really not the way a hackathon should be if you're just sitting in front of your webcam and hacking on something, and it doesn't really feel motivating. Yeah. So after one day in front of the PC with camera and headphones on and nah, I think it's better than if people just meet up during a week a few times, but being online for 4 hours or 5 doesn't make sense. So unfortunately, still, it's on the list. It's a topic that many people request. Also, people that want to use the phone for their business life and really want to sync the contacts because they need them. We hear this, but we just can say we tried again, and we'll try it again and again.
Mm-hmm.
It will work someday.
Yeah, we need to figure out the new way to do online hackathons. I think maybe it's with just video content that people can follow along with. I mean, I'll try it this week, I guess. But yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing terribly new on CardDAV and Ubuntu Touch. Sorry that too. But if you're interested, the accounts management plugins, there's some started work by Marty on using Sailfish contacts plugins to do that. I'd point you in that direction if you're interested. Gizmo Chicken had a comment this week. On Twitter, Mario Grip asked, "What distro would you like to see Lomiri in the most?" Ubuntu for me, please. Also, I was surprised and intrigued to see someone request Lomiri on Fedora Silverblue. I realize you have many things on your plate now, so I'm not asking about your immediate plans. But would you consider bringing Lomiri to Ubuntu Core sometime in the future? I think Gizmo Chicken has gotten the talk about priorities once too many times. I think we broke him.
Probably not.
Well, right now there's Ubuntu Core is exclusively confined snaps. Alan correctly asserted that there is absolutely no graphical session that runs on Ubuntu Core yet.
Yeah.
So that's not a possibility yet. It is something that I believe the Mir team is looking into because kiosks and stuff. So when that happens, we might have a better shot. But we'll just have to see how that one shakes out because there's no reason to give a commitment on that one right now.
Yeah.
I also think that bringing...
I wanted to say that when I said that what OS do you want to see, or what distro do you want to see Lomiri, I didn't mean that I was the one to port to every distro.
Exactly, yeah. I wanted to say the same thing. I think that's not a goal for us to serve these as a ready-made thing into the various distros and just let's say drive that from UBports. We are getting to making it possible, but for getting there really with distro integration, we need help from that people, preferable people who know the distro very well, and we actually working on getting stuff into Debian. That's not a secret. And thanks to our wonderful Mike Gabriel, this is also working quite well. And also for the indicators, there's something on the menu, but it's just we cannot handle all of the distros. So if you know people that want to help to integrate it somewhere, well, send them to us. We can help.
Team says, Marius, it's your job. Do it. Guys,
Okay.
I really do need Marius to work on stuff for Ubuntu 2004. Please stop distracting him.
Oh, yes.
Please.
I'm never distracted.
I don't believe you. Let's remove this last one. No. Okay. Well, that was a fun feedback section. Why don't we move into our news? But first, before we do that, it's time to thank our sponsors. So a big thank you to our platinum sponsors and infrastructure sponsors, including Smooth, Vala, Pine64, and Private Internet Access. And to our community sponsors on Patreon, including Dan Trevino, Robin Hood, Kurt Vaughn, Laszlo Tomas, Darren Olson, James H. Jackson Jr., Max Fielder, A. Thiel, Michael Dale Meyer, Casey Lambie, George Toma, Renat Mirkalev, Will Atwood, and Scott Marley. You're all making it possible for us to do really silly things like have the show every 2 weeks, and not have to worry about constantly pleasing like the great mass market or anything like that. We can just make the operating system that you all want. And you're making it possible. If you'd like to join them, if you'd like to join those community sponsors, you can head over to patreon.com/UBports. Or if you want to find other ways that you can help us out, head over to ubports.com/donate. We have Bitcoin, LibrePay, direct PayPal, and direct IBAN transactions, which are tax deductible if your jurisdiction allows it, to a Stiftung located in Germany. Again, huge thank you to everyone who is making it possible for us to do this. If you can't tell, we're having a bit of fun and really enjoying making this for you. Huge thank you. Seriously, thank you. We're having fun doing it. Thank you very much.
And Dalton used a German word. I'm impressed.
Stiftung.
Stiftung.
Did it sound right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I've gotten a lot of practice on that one. All right, let's get into some news. Now, unfortunately, Jan couldn't be here this week, but they did send along some UBports installer news for us to talk about. So, the UBports installer 0.8.3 and 0.8.4 came out, which add steps for installing Asteroid OS to the config files. Looks like something might be coming up there. But they wanted me to say, if you're the developer of an Android ROM, we're interested in adding your ROM to the UBports installer. You can find @Neo3 on GitHub, Telegram, or Twitter, and let them know that you're interested. You know, if you represent Lineage OS or Pixel Experience or just any ROM and you want to make it easier for your users to install your ROM, we're interested in making the UBports installer something for more people. We're maintaining a lot of code for this, and we really want more people to use it. So it's just as easy as snap install UBports installer and get whatever distro you want on your phone, whatever ROM you want. They also asked me to say, we're trying to get the installer to 100% test coverage. It's all JavaScript. It's an Electron application. Again, contact @Neo3 if you're interested. But this is a good way to learn Node.js or just learn about how the installer works. We have a lot of different APIs, including ones that give calls out to ADB and fastboot binaries, so you can see how to run system binaries correctly. If you're interested in learning about this stuff, looking at how the code works, and then writing tests to make sure it really works that way is a great way to learn. Heck, that's how I learned. I tried to say heck there. Don't ban me, YouTube. But yeah, that's a great way to learn Node.js, Electron. It's a very readable application. Jan's done great work on it, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I don't know if you know this already, but the installer can try to unlock the device in fastboot mode automatically. That was a blocker for a lot of people because we also didn't document it very well. So the installer is really moving into fully automated thing. If you look at the installer from 1 year back and what it is now, it's an amazing improvement. Yeah, it was moving so fast. We have the second schema now for the device specification. There is already the next one in preparation. I don't want to spoil anything, but it has to do something with localization of text in the installer. Could be a
wow, you don't want to spoil anything.
I don't want to spoil it. Let me just say it.
I don't want to spoil the ending, but he dies.
So yeah, I mean that's a feature that would actually make it even more accessible than it is already. Yeah, to have it in your preferred language, and that's something that also users requested. I think it's a great thing to have. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Jan. Over the holidays, while the developers were gone, infrastructure took over the roost and fixed some stuff that needed to be fixed for a very long time. So, for starters, all of the device ports are now building on brand new servers. Again, thank you to everyone who's helping us because we're able to afford servers.
True.
Device ports are building on their own servers with Jenkins files. So if you have another Jenkins server, you can just set it up the same way that we set ours up, and you can build all of the ports the same way we do. And if our Jenkins server ever goes boop, it'll be way easier for us to set up again. That's kind of the bigger deal. But
Infrastructure as code, yeah.
infrastructure is code. Jenkins pipelines are very hard to write, but very neat once you get them right.
Yeah.
And once I had that finished, I moved system image server to a new server. So now we have a distributor whose only job is to distribute stuff, including our system images. So it's alone. There won't be problems with when Jenkins is doing a big build, your speeds of downloading Ubuntu Touch updates go down. Again, I said these things needed to be fixed for a long time, and they finally have been. It's using Python 3.8 now over at gitlab.com/UBports/infrastructure. You can find it there. I'm very proud of I'm very proud of it because I like Python. But
yeah.
maybe that's silly, but I found it very cathartic because it was the last day of 2020 and I got it moved over and production worked. It imported images and it said, "Yay." And then the next day, the Voluphone failed to update, but we won't talk about that.
And the OnePlus camera broke, and things go haywire.
No, that was from the build server stuff.
Yeah, I know, but just saying,
So it
unexpected.
turns out, BusyBox can't open tar files created by Python 3.8 unless you set it manually to GNU mode, because apparently there are like different formats of the tar file. Because they couldn't just call them a different file. You set it to GNU mode, and BusyBox can open it correctly again.
Why isn't Python defaulting to GNU mode?
It was. It isn't anymore. Because
Blasphemy.
there's a new standard which was created. There's a new standard created in 2001 that they switched to.
So that's why BusyBox hasn't implemented it yet.
Wow, we are really mean. Oh no.
Well, it wasn't meant as mean, but BusyBox is supposed to be simple, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a new standard. It does a lot more than the GNU standard even. So
Wait,
it makes sense.
So the GNU standard is the old one.
Kind of.
So what's the new one made by?
It's a POSIX standard.
Ah.
It's very difficult to explain. I researched it all and said, I hate this. Turned on GNU mode, and I haven't thought of it since.
Okay. GNU. Yeah, why isn't it defaulting GNU mode then?
It was. Until Python 3.8.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but why did it change it? Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my fun over the holidays. I really enjoyed all that work. I don't know. I found it fun. I got to swear at Python. That's a good time. Marius, you've been swearing at some C++ and QML though. Do you want to talk a little bit about your swearing at code?
Well, actually, I didn't swear much at it because it mostly worked, actually. So the thing is, I'm still surprised that it actually mostly worked. It's like it's always when it works, I ask why does it work?
Please explain what it is.
Yeah. So I have been working on Lomiri, on Manjaro, but actually all these fixes will apply to anywhere where Lomiri runs. Many of them are systemd fixes. And this comes great now that we are moving to 2004 to have all these systemd fixes and letting apps actually be started by systemd and we had some issues where
Do the freezer
with-
C groups work?
I don't know. I haven't tested. But yeah, they now start reliably. They didn't do that before, which is a plus. And I also got X11 to kind of work ish. I fixed a lot of like buffer matching and some naughty apps like KD apps.
Wow.
They open a null window and doesn't use the null window, so it just spawns like different placeholders when there is none.
Interesting.
And so I had to tell Unity 8 to ignore them Lomiri to ignore them unless they are started by the session, because then they are expecting an app to be there, or if they are started by command line or spawned, they will only show once they have a new buffer.
Interesting.
So yeah, actually that part worked really great. But the part that doesn't really go great is that every X11 app is grouped under the same window. So Unity 8 thinks it's all X-Valent. So it's just like X-Valent, everything. Yeah, but it's X-Valent.
So when are we going to see all these PRs come back to the Xennial branch?
Well, actually, they already are in the repos. I just haven't, because they are based on the PinePhone stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That also needs cleaned up. And I have sent a lot of patches. I'm not sure if you saw, but many of them are waiting for review.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot going on there. Your tweets have been doing the numbers, as the kids say. And I don't know. I think people are really excited to see it running on a laptop, even if it's, not perfect yet. And yeah, all of this feeds into 2004, 2004, 2004, 2004. Are we going to do the developers meme? I don't know. Maybe we're going to do the developers meme. I'm not nearly sweaty enough, though.
2004.
Also in news that's good for moving to 2004, we're getting that Qt 5.12 upgrade done. People, you can finally stop saying upgrade your Qt. Oh, 5.15 is out?
Yeah, they can continue.
Okay, maybe you can keep doing it then. We've got all of the packages into the Xennial archive, except Lomiri. Lomiri is getting held back because of some changes that happened to Qt SQL. I could rant about this for minutes. It's taking all my willpower not to. And some other test failures and weirdness and using loaders where they shouldn't have been used, and just... The thing is, I told this to Marius the other night. Every time we upgrade Qt, it gets faster. Qt is being optimized a lot between versions. The problem is, the tests expect things to take a certain amount of time, so when those things get faster, the tests all run into each other. Guys, you're making Qt too fast. Stop it.
Well, you can use
that's what I wanted to say.
You can use my example. What we should do? We should
just make while loops everywhere and just like delay a little bit of time.
Yeah, and then upstream it and says, "This fixes the problem with too fast."
This fixes tests.
Fixes tests. Make Qt slower to fix tests.
Yeah, I do want to show y'all though, if this screen share starts. So this is the Lomiri test suite. This is the kind of thing that I'd like to show you in a, show people how to run in a live stream. It's not doing terribly much right now because it's a little broken, but this is completely driving itself. I'm not touching it. This is one of the really cool features of Lomiri. This is running without any mirror. It's just Qt running on X, being X forwarded. And geez, I love this. Because when the tests fail, you know that something is broken in Lomiri. And then you go to look at it, and you run this test, and you watch it swipe that greeter away, and nothing happens after that. And you say, I wonder why that's broken. And it gives you a place to look. So
And you can also mess around with stuff and try it out with the try
You
mode.
can. If I try that right now, it's going to run into the tests though. But you can touch things. Yep, that broke the test. That just failed. Yeah.
But you can use something called try mode where it doesn't actually test anything.
Yes, I didn't run that, and I don't want to redo my screen share.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the oriented shell, so it can flip around and stuff. Yeah, clicking doesn't work, but that's cool. I wanted to show it. Stop that X forward before it takes out my CPU. So yeah,
Wi-Fi.
the Qt 512 upgrade is still waiting on Lomiri. It should be possible to build your apps again if you're waiting on Clickable for that, or if you're using Cross Builder, not necessarily, but Clickable should be able to build apps again. Just, wait until we can release images to actually release the apps so that you can test them properly, please. We didn't expect this to take so long. I apologize. We thought it'd take only a few days. Famous last words of a fool. I know. We know better for next time.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
People are asking for Qt upgrade. They're asking for plans for 5.15.
Let's let them solve the LTS situation first and get on to 2004 where Qt 512 already is. Alfred, do you want to talk about what you've been working on?
Sure. So Irfan and I the other day came across a very interesting branch on the Selfish Git lab, and turns out that Upstream has implemented peer-to-peer communication for NFCD. So that basically means Android Beam-like functionality could be implemented on Ubuntu Touch, and there's still a few plans around how to better integrate with the system, make it pop up some kind of dialogue and things like that when you touch a device that is NFC capable. But Irfan has basically imported the new changes. They seem to work. And it's not that far off until we have it in the repos. So my personal goal is to get it in the, if not the next, the one after the next OTA. It's a personal goal of mine. I can't promise anything, of course, but it's looking really good right now. So there are a lot of features for app developers now to be able to implement NFC capabilities into their app, and that's something that I personally would like to see there. And it would help the Namia guys because they have been waiting for it for some time now.
Oh, that's right, Namia. Yeah, that stuff's cool. The home automation stuff.
Yeah.
Would use NFC. That makes sense. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Cool bean.
In the past, I've only used NFC for like tags and put your phone down on the tag and it changes what it's doing. So yeah, it's cool stuff. I would like to issue a correction. I might have said that Qt 5.15 is in Focal or Ubuntu 2004. It is not. 5.12 is. That's why we went to 5.12. Apologize. Florian, do you want to talk a little bit about what's on the menu for the rest of the year? Well, at least the first half.
What's on the menu for the rest of the year? Actually, it's probably or hopefully only for the first half of the year. So I don't.
But then everything takes twice as long as you think it is. So
yes, like in IT usual. So Our best efforts are going into top priority number 1, 2004 upgrade. As we discussed already, seems we put now all hands on deck for that one, and we need to get it done this year. We know we might not be exactly aligning it with the termination of 1604 support, but that's not a big issue. So if people would ask about it, I would say don't fear about that, because the little bit more time that we need to get 2004 done will not impose any security problems or risks for our users, because I would say 90% of the stuff that is being patched upstream won't affect the packages that we are using on the phone. And due to our better confinement,
more than 90%,
more than 90%, yeah.
network
due to our
apps.
better confinement and security on the phone, I would say even if there is something inside that would theoretically be used by our parts, we try to protect this much better than the ordinary desktop Ubuntu. However, of course, we're trying to get there as fast as we can, but it will not be done in April. Yeah, it will probably go a little bit longer. So 2004. Then the mirrors changes. Marius, maybe you can wrap this up quickly again. What are we doing with Mir and with Wayland support for that?
So Mir has two kind of branches, I would say, or two versions. It's the 1X and the 2X. Currently, we are on the 1X, which supports the older Mir client and still supports Mir server, which is API type. To say it easy, it's a kind of API. And 2.0 has removed Mir server and also removed Mir client. Well, they didn't remove the unpublished Mir server, so you can't actually use the headers there. You have to rely on Mirall. But the problem is that not everything API-wise is in Mirall, and not everything has been moved over to Mirall. So that's why Alan also made something called Mir Oil.
They sound so different when you say them. What he's saying is Mir All, which is Mir AL, and Mir Oil, which is spelled like car oil.
Car oil, yeah. And the point of Mir Oil is that it will implement those features that are missing and also provide you pseudo access to Mir server in some way. So it goes through that instead. And then it's just the bare minimum needed for Qt to actually work. Luckily, it's only two components that actually depend on Mir server right now, which is Qt and Lomiri System Compositor. Those are the two that's missing. Qt or Lomiri System Compositor already have a work in progress branch to actually move it over to Mirall. And I think that can be fully moved over. I don't think there should be any problem with that one. However, Qt is the one that needs Mir Oil to run. So that's the Mir situation. And I really want to get this in ASAP because it has so many Wayland fixes.
We want to get everything in ASAP. But yeah, the Wayland stuff is good. It fixes your stuff like your multiple windows and getting things frozen when they open more windows and stuff.
Yeah, but those are mostly right now applied for PinePhone and desktop. But we want to move the Hybris devices over to Wayland at some point. But we don't have any hurry about that point. So Mir on Hybris will probably stay 1X for a little longer. But the PinePhone and desktop, we might actually start to experiment and also start experimenting with Wayland on Hybris, because believe it or not, Wayland is still not there on our platform, at least.
By the way, breaking the fourth wall here, Lionel, I know you're probably watching. You don't need to take notes on all of this.
Please do.
No, just send people to the timestamp in the video. You don't need to.
Yeah.
Please don't take notes on all this. It's okay.
Should we briefly touch indicators as well? So there's a project getting the indicators to be usable on more than just Ubuntu Touch. And also there's a rename going on. Also the thing why Unity 8 has been renamed to Lomiri. Also the indicators, they will not be longer just be in the namespace of Ubuntu Touch or Ubuntu, how were they called actually in their namespaces? I don't know.
Ubuntu, canonical sometimes.
Yeah. So indicators we try to get in kind of an upstream so that they can be used on different operating systems as well. I heard already some people are interested in that pretty much, and that's a great thing.
Mate.
So,
Unity
Mate,
7
for example,
and ourselves.
ourselves. The deal is that it will hopefully increase contributions, interest, and also cleaning up everything there, because indicators are really a weird thing in some places. Also building how they are built, to standardize those things, to rectify the localization issues that are still there in some spots. Oh yeah, I just say report a bug. That text
also-
is still not translated.
Also, every single indicator is written with a different library, with a different language,
A different
yeah.
language.
with a different build server, build system. Like some are C, some
The
are
top bar of
CMake.
Ubuntu Touch is the single most diverse thing on any platform as far as
Right.
programming languages go.
Yeah, it's like it's Vala, it's C, it's C++. We're using glib, it's using Qt.
That one's Go.
Go, yes.
I
I don't
there's
think any
no
are actually
app.
Go, but you know,
No.
it makes the point.
Yeah, and then there is some use CMake and some use automake and some use straight up make files because why not?
So what we're saying is we don't mind someone else taking over the work of these.
Yeah. And some of them actually get moved over to CMake, so we can actually standardize that at least to start with.
Yeah, it's
And then
making
we
it
can-
much easier to work on them.
Yeah, and we already have pull requesters for actually making this work on Lomiri, and this is actually what Manjaro is using. They're using Ayatana indicators, and they work great.
Yep. And they slot in where the old ones do, which is just so nice.
Almost. There's some minor
Almost.
changes, but yeah.
So yeah, Ayatana indicators, 2004,
Ayatana.
your
It's
2.x.
like Lomiri.
Those are the big things that we're looking for 2021.
Yeah.
Wayland.
I see a lot of discussion going on in live chat about like completely changing the design of Ubuntu Touch. If y'all have like specific changes that you want to make to the UI, it's better to, propose them, get some mock-ups, maybe write them down, draw it out what you're thinking. And you can propose them to us, say, on our forum at forums.ubports.com. We aren't really looking to just copy someone else's UI because what's the point? And the UI that was created for Ubuntu Touch, and we haven't made like huge changes to it or anything, we're done with market research by people who knew their stuff. So like, that is appealing to past expertise, but it is more expertise than most of us on the team now have, or So if you're interested in making changes, mock them up by all means, but don't expect us to just copy iOS, because like, why don't you just use iOS then? And things like that. Also, give it a try. See if you do find it as unintuitive as you say it is.
And at some point, it might also be better to improve on what we already have and make that user experience better. Because I believe our user experience is unique, and it is kind of fluid and motion when you first get into it. And it is a different way of using your phone, but I think it's a really nice and fluid way of using your phone. So
weird at first, but very fun.
yeah,
give it a try, please, before.
And the thing is,
start proposing things.
The thing is, if you actually use Ubuntu Touch for a little while and you go back to Android, you're just like, what is this?
Where are my gestures?
Why can't I swipe this? Yeah.
What can you
I think we talk this one to death, though, all the time.
And that's actually what users are saying. It's only not us that say this about going back to Android. We had already frustrated users saying, no, I had to go back to Android for various reasons, but I'm lost now. I cannot use it anymore.
You broke me. I keep trying to swipe stuff away.
Yes, everything is why it's not swiping? Why? I have to touch and hold and open strange menus and stuff. So
yeah. And the beautiful thing, in my opinion, is that you can open the launcher, the drawer, and the launcher in any app.
Who highlighted this?
Me.
Stop screwing around.
Why does he have access?
Who gave him access? Ban him.
But yeah, the thing is that you can do everything from within an app. Like there is no there's no need to go home to do something. Like on Android, I find that, and iOS, I find it. When I'm used to Ubuntu Touch, I find it like unnecessary to go back home to then
I
find
think
the
we're
app
beating the
trayer.
dead horse here, Marius.
Yeah, but I want to
But
see.
you like it. We like
Yeah.
it. I know. I know.
Yeah, we like it.
All right. But yeah, that's yeah, I think that's it. Anyone else? Anything else? Alfred?
Nope.
No? Florian?
Looks good.
Okay. Marius?
No.
All right. Well, let's finish this up then. Thank you everyone for joining us for the Ubuntu Touch Q&A. First one of the year, we're a little rusty. That's going to be my excuse. But
at least we didn't overshoot the time frame. That's all.
and we are having fun,
Yeah.
which normally we try to keep it a little less, a little more buttoned down, but you know.
Do we?
Yes.
Do we though?
Yes. Well, I do. Maybe you don't. If you liked what we were talking about and you want to see if it works on your device, you can head over to devices.ubuntu-touch.io. And if yours isn't on the list, you can find out how to make a custom image or a port for it over at docs.ubports.com/porting. The fun doesn't stop here. We have a lot more going on all throughout the fortnight before our next one over at Facebook, Twitter, PixelFed, Mastodon, LinkedIn, Instagram. We also have Telegram and Matrix news channels if you just want all of our news in your chat client. Links to all those down in the description. You can also chat with us in real time and live, and we're nice people, we swear. Over on Matrix or Telegram, #UBports:matrix.org or at UBports, respectively. Or if you're looking for longer form content or mockups or things like that, help with app development, maybe you'd like to find our forum over at forums.ubports.com. We just updated it. It's really fast. You know you want to. Links to all of those are also down in the description. Thank you everyone so much for joining us this week. We will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.